me, 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 only me, 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 sexy me, 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 only me, 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 sexy me.
Hi, I'm Jason. So this is our overview of our presentation. So we will start off with the presentation about the introduction and a brief history of a secret recipe. Then after that, we'll go into the problem statement, and then we will talk about the training objectives, training methods, training program schedule, and activities. And then after that, we'll go into the budget to talk about how much money we'll be using for this training program. And then we will talk about the training evaluation, which talk about how we evaluate the whole training program itself, and lastly we'll go into our references.
Good afternoon, my name is Wai Ting. Before my colleagues talk about the content, I would like to talk about the introduction. An effective communication involves at least two parties, which is sender and receiver. Sender will convey a message, then the receiver will receive and interpret the message accordingly. However, there are factors of miscommunication such as noise, cultural, conflict, language, and misinterpretation that may cause an ineffectiveness of the message. And communication among staff is vital to provide floral service in service industry. A wrong order may be caused by miscommunication between the order taker and the person who key in the order, and this will lead to no guest satisfaction in a restaurant. A training manager plays a big role to provide a comprehensive training to maintain the level of communication and to improve the performance of the staff. And this training program is created to improve the quality and standards of the premise, and this training program is designed for secret recipe outlets around Klang Valley.
Secret Recipe was established back in 1997, and it is known as one of the largest cafe chain in Malaysia. However, they continue to expand the business across the Asian countries such as Indonesia and Singapore. Along this journey of Secret Recipe, they have won 3 awards, as you can see here. The first one is the Best Cheesecake Award, and Indonesia's Best Restaurant Award, and lastly is the Singapore Excellent Food Award. Despite the numerous awards that award to the Secret Recipe, however, gradually over the years, Secret Recipe received more than 10 bad reviews out of 32 reviews in the TripAdvisor. So throughout all the 10 bad reviews that we have identified, there's 2 main factors which leads to this bad review. The first is the insufficient communication between the staff, and next is lack of teamwork among the staff in the outlets around the Klang Valley.
Lily, I will continue from Jason Parks. The training objectives is based on 2 main factors that mentioned by Jason just now, which is the insufficient communication and lack of teamwork. Communication acts as an important role for an organization because it is directly related to service and organization outcome. According to the research based on communication satisfaction by Young and Beck, guest satisfaction is actually a measurement of success of an organization in terms of the relationship between service provider and guests. Communication is also a tool to build trust by strengthening the employees' identification, because trust is a fundamental for basic productive relationship and communication. Organizations should have open and honest communication in order to build mutual trust. According to research by Berger based on our organization communication, once mutual trust is built between the employees, the job satisfaction is increased. So they will also have teamwork in order to provide effective performance. Again, effective performance will lead to good guest satisfaction.
Greetings, my name is Jing Ting. Today I will be talking about the training methods. So the nature of the hotel business is changing with internationalization and guest demographic. The technology of communication is also changing and thereby brings both positive and negative impacts to the service industry. Hence, the unique selling point of a service firm or any service business depend on the accumulation of ideas, sharing of information, effective contribution to the discussions while meetings, and implementation of strategic plans. Success in operation functions lead to good communication and result in good service performance, and therefore create opportunities to the service business, while failure in internal communication leads to more customer complaints and deteriorate the reputation of a service product. Therefore, it is important for the managers to understand the pros and cons of each training methods so that they have a clear idea on which training methods to be used. So the first training method will be simulation training method. Simulation training is the process of a student learning a process through practice in a simulated or imitated environment before doing the procedure in the real world. In this off-the-job training program, simulation training method will be carried out in the role-play session, where the staffs from different outlets change their working partners as well as working position. This method will also be carried out in complaint management session. By experiencing different responsibilities, the staffs tend to think from different point of view, and the staff tend to recognize the issues of internal communication which lead to the customer complaints. Only by putting the staff into the real working situation, they could do better by thinking from the supervisor, the colleague, and customer's standpoints. According to Clark Aldrich, simulation training is contagious and universally accepted because it's the way that people learn. He believes that simulation training is always effective as it teaches the learners at the emotional level, not the intellectual level. And this represents a huge shift for the learning group. Simulation training is an engaging, entertaining, exciting, relevant, challenging, and effective way to train the staff. If done well, it can engage the learners on different, deeper, and more emotional level than typical training models. In general, to develop simulation training, a mock room fully furnished with operation equipment and materials are needed. However, Secret Recipe has their own training facilities, so this training method can be used in training the participants.
Hi, my name is Michelle. So I will do the training methods today, basically seminar. So the definition of seminar basically is a group of people coming together to discuss and learn the specific techniques and topics. Usually there are keynote speakers on different topics, and they are all from different fields which they are all specialized in. So in regards of the training objectives, we are organizing seminars based on employees' communication as well as managing service quality. So in terms of seminar, there are advantages and disadvantages to it. So the first advantage is a wealth of knowledge. What it means is because seminar is presented by many speakers at one time at one place, means a lot of learning at one time. And another advantages to it as well is a sense of camaraderie, which is because employees can share their interests, their problems and concerns when they are all together. So they create a bonding within each other. So like I said, we create a sense of camaraderie. And the last advantages for seminar basically is a renewed sense of hope and inspiration. This is because sometimes stress from working in a restaurant in this particular case can be lessened by sharing concerns with the other employees that are present, because being with others that actually understands the working environment is actually a great moral boost. Okay, so now I'll be talking about the disadvantages of seminar. So the first one basically is the time spent away from the actual business. This is because time is always a concern when organizing training or any scheduling activities, and some individuals just cannot spare the time to come for this training. So the training organizers need to do a thorough selection process on who should come and who that is more appropriate to attend this training. And the next point is, even though the training organizers choose topics thoroughly when they do when they schedule the activities, but sometimes certain topics just, the topics covered sometimes in seminar may not actively help in the restaurant operations, in this case in particular. And the last disadvantages of seminar is the employees expect too much from the training program itself, because hoping that this particular training program in general they are hoping that this training will be the instant answer to all their restaurant operation problems and concerns that they have. But the key word here is to be realistic and just take in whatever they can and make use of it during their operations. Overall, seminar, if chosen carefully, will be a good experience for both the trainers and the training participants. But keep one thing in mind, that it is not a miracle cure to all the business problems that are faced by the company or the organization.
Good afternoon, everyone. So basically, this is a 3-day training program and 4 hours each day. First, there will be a talk about vision and mission of Secret Recipe and understanding of communication. After a short refreshment, there will be activities and games that is related to the theory they have learned. During the debrief, each group will be given 50 ringgit for them to visit any restaurant and observe their communication skills. Then the outcome will be presented on day 3. It is important for participants to understand the vision and mission because it ensures that participants understand the short and long-term goal of the company for their future guideline and reference to achieve them. Understanding different types of communication include 4 types of communication style: verbal, non-verbal, active listening, and listening block, are helpful to educate the participants about the in-depth idea of different communications and the relationship of the communication to their daily operation. Activities and games such as freestand, hand knot, and back-to-back drawing are able to encourage participants' organizing skill, thinking skill, ability to follow instruction, and also effective communication. Besides, it gives them the experience about the theory they had learned in the morning session. For the second day, the training will focus more on the importance of communication. The importance and impact of effective and ineffective communication will be critically discussed by evaluating the feedback from TripAdvisor and role-play. This will influence the internal communication, which leads the company to share the same vision and build the same interests. Whereas external communication will lead to work efficiency and guest satisfaction. This is to educate and develop the participants about the importance of communication in their daily operation.
I'm Sifin. Next, I will be introduce the activities and games for day 2. The activities that game will be included in day 2 will be save the egg, walk through the maze, survival scenario. The purpose of having this game is to stimulate creativity among team members and also to create situation awareness. Day 3, we will be having a talk about the managing service quality of Secret Recipe and refreshment, group presentation, and debrief. For the talk for managing service of Secret Recipe, the topics that will be covered in this section will be concept of service quality, total quality management, customer relationship management, and also capacity management. The learning outcome for having this talk is to develop customer relationship with the basic understanding of managing service among participants. For day 3, there will be a group presentation. This group presentation is about evaluating a service quality of a restaurant. The best presenter will be rewarded.
This is the budget for the Secret Recipe training program. The training budget will be including transportation by bus, training materials, general administration, tea break. Just for the justification, there will be no facility cost and also no training cost because Secret Recipe Malaysia, they have their own facilities and also own training managers to train the participants. And this is the training evaluation for the whole training program. For evaluating the training program, we will be using a feedback form which consists of quantitative survey and also qualitative survey. The quantitative survey will be including giving a grade to the participants to fill up according to how they feel about the training program. Next is the qualitative survey, which the participant will be writing about the overall experience of the training program.
Austin and them keep doing your thing. Let these boys keep slipping, man. I'm not into gymnastics, but I'm into flipping things. I tell these women that it's all about a team. Jordan and Pippen, man.